Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations again, and for this part of the instructional video we're looking at the guts of the Pachinko machine. If you watched the other video, you remember this came off all in one piece. Now what I've done prior to this video is this cover was here, it's off. I've put the screws back in. Notice on the back side of this there are other screws that you'll want to take off, completely disassemble it so that you can get inside and clean. You can see the dirt, get that really clean. This cover was here, it's one of the bells, and this cover was here, it's one of the other bells. Now if you notice, there's a groove in this that sat like that when that was on there. So this arm was inside of here, and this is part of the anti-theft device that was built into all the Pachinko machines. This isn't 100% necessary for the actual using of the machine. It kept people from stealing Pachinko balls. I don't know how, but that's what this is. One thing I want you to notice is on this particular machine, and this is the same logic that you want to use on all Pachinkos when you're taking them apart, is this is a little metal flap, and it's got a curved circular piece, if you will, around this post. Let me take it off and I'll show you what I mean. Again, I'm using a very fine blade with a magnetic end so that when I pull this little E-ring off, it'll stick right to the end of the screwdriver so I know where it is, because like I said, they'll fly. Okay, so when I go to take this off, notice, see the bend in this. In other words, this is the way it's supposed to go on, not that way. Although it may function the same, I don't know. But point being is when you take something off, always look at the orientation of the part, so when you put it back on, you realize which way it goes on. Now this is this is just metal. I'll clean it. But one thing I do with all of the little E-rings, so I don't lose them, is I put them back on to the shaft that they came off of, and this is a little bit difficult to do because they're so small. You want to get it on there and then take a pair of needle nose and try to hang on to it and squeeze. So then that E-ring is right back where it will be when I go to put the that part back in. So this gives you a good show of the jackpot chamber and the arm and how it works. So jackpot chamber is just held. You can tell the screws that hold the jackpot chamber. There's 4 screws. That would let you take the jackpot chamber off. Take these 2 screws out and the shaft, and then this arm will come apart from here. You're going to take this E-clip off and separate these 2 parts. Put the E-clip back on. You're going to come down here, take these 2 screws and the shaft out, and then this and this will come out through the back. Remember I told you before, you've got to turn it this way so it'll slide out of that slot. This is just an E-ring pop off and a screw. And what we're left with is the main tilt table here, I call it. This is what the balls hit. It tips, goes down here. This was actually right like that. That's a piece of metal. Goes down, hits this bell that's in here, and goes out the front. So this comes off, will get cleaned. So this is the seesaw chamber. Again, 2 screws, this will come out, and then 2 screws, this will come out. And again, if you take good pictures, you'll know where it all goes back. Now when you go to put this back in, you notice when it goes up, it brings the seesaw chamber back up. So when this is still in your hand, you're going to get this wire down in here and then put this on. So in other words, this is going to go in first, and then this rod will go down in. You've also got a rod that, there's a cover here. Once this cover comes off, this rod and this piece will come out. So again, you can put it back in, get it intermixed here with its other piece. Again, this is why you take pictures, so you can see how all of this stuff goes back together. One thing that's very important with any Pachinko is that this main arm has to be completely free. Absolutely completely free. You should be able to just go like that, and it'll just drop back down. if there's any resistance at all here, then usually the cleaning process will take care of it. But if not, this has a shaft that goes through it. Clean the shaft, you should be fine. Other Pachinkos have a shaft that's molded into the plastic, and the back piece is plastic. I had one just the other day that I had to run a drill through that hole and open the hole because this was just almost impossible to actually tip the way it was supposed to. So just make sure that's that. So once you get all of this stuff off, again, use the Awesome, get it all nice and clean. Whether or not you wax the parts, I'll leave that up to you. I do it, but that doesn't mean you have to do it. And then just start to put it all back together until it looks like your picture before you started. Okay, good luck with that.